Greetings, everyone. This is my first blog on this channel, and as you can see, I will be talking about Legos today. And I'll be passing over some Legos that I brought here. And if this blog does well, I will bring more of my Legos and talk about them and review them. And I'll also be talking about my memories associated with each Lego and about life in general. I mean, more than a Lego review, this is just a blog. And that's what you should see it as. So I guess I brought my most impressive ones here first. So let's start with this one. I think that the most familiar, Lego freaks in the audience will instantly recognize this one. This one is the original monster from the original Lego Miners team, which is Lego Rock Miners. That released, I think, in the early 2000s or perhaps the 90s. I don't remember quite correctly. I'm not as familiar as with with that series as I should be, but obviously as a lifetime Lego freak, I have looked into it, and since I was a child, like when when occasionally I came across the images of Lego Rock Miners, so of course I was awestruck because the aesthetic of Lego in that time, it was so different, and I think so much more special than what it is now. It really felt different, like looking into another world that was yet like ours. So in Lego Rock Miners, I don't know the lore, but there's this monster. There's this monster that judging from his arm function, I assume that he hurls rocks at the heroes. Let's I guess we should assume that, and perhaps he roars like this. He goes, or he goes, and then he throws the rocks. And well, I really liked it, since then. And he looks so strange because he looks like right out of a video game, doesn't he? It looks right out of a video game of those times, the early 2000s, perhaps a oh my god, nostalgia PS1 retro style graphics game, polygons, haha. Perhaps that, or maybe a Nintendo 64 game, or Sega Saturn, or perhaps an arcade. But here he really has that flair, doesn't he? And it fits him because he's made out of rock, so he can be those two things at the same time, and it doesn't precisely break the immersion. So I really like him. I remember that when I was a kid and I saw, because as a zoomer, I am associated naturally more with the Power Miners team, the one that came in 2008, I think. Man, it was so epic. Power Miners. I have so much things to say about that one, but naturally, when you look up, say when I was a kid and I looked up Power Miners in Google, and maybe a picture of rock miners, sneaked in, and I looked at it and I looked for like the rock monsters. I guess this is like the first rock monster, the pro rock monster. So I looked at it and I remember seeing this guy. I remember seeing him in some of the like the big sets, and there he was, and I was trying to like figure out what exactly he was because I saw him there and I was like, what? This is like the rock monster? Like, he looks so weird, like I can't even figure out his face. But now that I have him here up close, um, I can see it clearly. Like this, clearly the eyes and the nose, and well, this isn't precisely a mouth. It's just more, the mold of the set that is a line that goes from the mouth to, and it's like a circumference around his body, and then goes through the arm, and then ends up again in his mouth. It isn't like a smile, perhaps, but it kind of looks like a mouth. So, I miss that. I miss that in original Lego when in the sets, they left things more to your imagination rather than making it themselves. And I guess this is what some of the magic that really makes this, faux Rockmaster really come together. And as you can see here, we can see his arm that is also like fused in this strange way with his leg that is like also overextended. You can see like the fang of his foot, but like it goes from all the way here through here, so it like extends itself in this really weird way to fit with the arm. But his other foot, it's just normal, you know. So I guess this is weird, but it's one of those weird things that made all Lego special. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that really kept you wondering for a while looking at the sets. And as you can see here, he has these two studs, so like a bad guy, I guess, can step on it, or one of the heroes if he's like the hero and he jumps on him, like tames him, and suddenly he's like and tries to tame like a beastmaster, I guess. Or also one of the bad guys can do the same. So when I played with him, I put a bad guy here, so like it will look epic. You know what I'm saying? So I got this guy on a second-hand sales. Um, I don't know exactly the name. It wasn't like a garage sales, it was like a second-hand sale where a lot of salesmen gather and sell their second-hand goods. So I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, and I saw this guy, and I was like, "Yo, I have to buy him! Like, I have to buy him right now!" Because as you know, this is a priceless piece of Lego history, and I got him for bits. I mean, for little bits, for Mexican peso. So it's like nothing, So I got this piece of Lego history right here for nothing, for peanuts, essentially. So I'm really proud of him. Whoa, 8 minutes talking about just this one guy. Well, that's the magic of all Lego. There were so much details put in a single piece like this one, so it really brings the magic together. So next up we have this little guy, or more like this big guy, this big dragon that I also got in a second-hand sale. I went with my family out there, and sometimes this second-hand salesmen gather, and I was looking, suddenly I found this guy, and I was like, yo, I know this guy. I was like, like the Leonardo DiCaprio, like yo, it's him. And and but again, like really all the hardcore Lego freaks also know this guy, that he's from the old Lego Castle teams, like from the very, very old, like very first Lego Castle teams. So this makes him extremely important and another crucial part of Lego history. Let's see him in all his glory. Let's do like a little spin, like he's on one of those platforms that this wealthy people buy to show their Legos and their figurines. So, what is there to say about this guy? Well, as you can see, he has. Excuse me, my guy. I'm holding the cell phone with one hand, and I can't. It's not very practical. So you can open his mouth like this, like like he goes, and as you can see, he can chomp with his mouth, like he ate a night and he's doing like. So again, like the most hardcore Lego fans among you will recognize that this mouth was later used for crocodiles, for little animal crocodiles, and not only that, but the back was also used for crocodiles, and the tail as well. It's also a very telling sign that of Lego making references to itself. So this guy is like, like the grandfather of crocodiles, which makes sense if we look at it from a fantasy angle, where like medieval people and scholars and priests and like myth makers used to relate like reptiles and crocodiles as inferior versions, or rather modern day versions of dragons and and this kind of creatures. So it's really cool. It's really cool. And those he also got moving arms, so that's also awesome. He got the legs, he got this little mounting piece, and of course, again, the hardcore ones among you will know that he's supposed to have wings, like this really cool like cyan, like trans color red wings that they had, that they were little but they were really cool. Sadly, he didn't come with those wings, but I appreciate it anyway. Of course, I had to buy it anyway because it's another piece of Lego history that oh my god, no, a fly. This just turned into the Breaking Bad episode that everyone hates, and with good reason, because I have like a little chronotrooper here. So as some of you may guess, I am familiar with Star Wars, and those familiar with Star Wars and with Breaking Bad know what what common element those two things share in common. Let's not bring it up here. I think those years of like the Star Wars wars, I think we left them behind. I think those wars are over because it's not coming back. Star Wars, it's not coming back. I think it's time we all collectively accept that. So as you can see here, um, in my dragon guy, I got this little snake guy. Mounting him. So obviously you don't need to be like an OG Lego freak to know who this snake guy is or where he's from. If you have not lived under a rock and know Lego for the past like 15 years, you know who this guy is, because for 15 years we have not had anything else of original IP in Lego, nothing else other than the theme that this guy comes from. Yes, you can notice the the upset in my voice is because I've grown way too tired of the overexposure of that Lego theme. Way too tired, because it's like they just made that theme and they gave up. And they gave up and they never did anything else when we had Rock Miners, when we had Castle, when we had all these other things that made Lego special for us, but now it's gone. It's gone, and so we have Little Snake Eye. I mean, I'm not blaming Little Snake Eye. I'm not blaming him. I like him. He's quirky. He's like freaky in like the Twitter sense, and like the Twitter like lustful sense. Because like he got the mouth, he got like he's sticking out his tongue because I guess he's freaky. I guess he has in the hearts for I don't know, for murder, perhaps, and he's really upset. Like you can see his eyebrows furrowed, and his hypno eyes. He's really mad. He wants to kill, and I guess he wants to get his kicks out of it. Like oh, I'm gonna hunt this dragon right here. I'm gonna hunt him. Yeah, like and like caveman. Like caveman when we used to kill mammoths. Like dragon is like oh, the dragon is like and he burns him, and goes, "Ah!" And perhaps he eats him, but or maybe he comes back to life and hypnotizes the dragon. He hypnotizes with his gaze, and now he mounts him. Now he's the owner of the dragon. I guess that's how it came to be. So the thing about this guy Serpentine, that's their name, right? Like of the Ninjago snakes, like the Serpentines. I guess that's the name. So as you can see, he got this really cool all Lego spear because it's OG Lego spear. So that's in part why I bought the set because I saw the spear like, oh wow, that's like the spears we used to have like back then when Lego was OG and cool. So I bought it. And he has this really cool also headpiece, this like cobra kind of headpiece with this like tail with that like stinger, and it's really cool, really. Now he's stopping the camera because I guess he's upset at you guys because you aren't clicking like you aren't subscribing or you aren't watching like the full video. So yeah, like watch the full video because it's a lot of fun. Like I'm gonna stab you guys. Oh my god! Like I can't even post him right without taking out. Oh, his spear. Well, I guess I'm gonna leave this here for a second. All right. Now we got it done. Now we go towards this clone guy in this like little mini kit ship. It kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Like the mini kit models from Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Like he's mounted on one of those, like this tiny little cute ship that goes it goes into the stars, into the unknown. So about this ship, it got this like really cool propulsor here, this like rocket thing that is like futuristic, because it got like this wave, this like this piece that used to be used for old. I don't know exactly those antennae. I guess that's what you call them. Well, in Spanish we call them antenna. So like that disc piece, the disc, of course. Those really cool disc pieces that, well, I always associated them with like the disc pieces of those antennae things. I always associated them with that because I don't know, some Legos that I had when I was little, where this piece exactly was used for like a comlink. Oh, that's right. I think that was the name, like the comlinks. And ever since I associated with them with that, but then of course this could be used for many other things. Sometimes it was used for like guns, for like futuristic guns, or for just like reactor pieces, like very cool like reactor pieces. It was also used for that, or sets. I really like this piece. Really, like I really liked it. It's very cool. So but this time is used for the fire of the propulsor rocket of the ship. So in this kind of futuristic way where it kind of goes like, but in this futuristic way, I guess. I don't know how to put it. Maybe it throws like circle waves when it goes. Maybe it goes, like the old cartoons, like in the Jetsons. So then it has, like this wing things, this wing displayed wing things that are also, I guess, a little bit cool. I kind of don't like them. They kind of make me uncomfortable to look at, but it works. I guess it works and it gets the job done. And they also have this gun, the ship gun things. I suppose that it fires, like, and that when he goes, like, and he perhaps he turns around and from the wings. So I like that. I always liked wings with guns, with space guns. Now that I recall it, ever since I was little, I was extremely fixated on that kind of concept. And whenever I drew a spaceship, I always made sure that it had guns with wings, well, in the wings, of course. So they got this ugly ratchet piece that everyone hates, or that at least I do. I hate them. I can stand them. This ratchet piece that kind of goes up. Oops. I think I kind of fucked it over. I don't know. So now it's kind of straight. Now it's straight. Now it looks slightly better. So we can go with. He can go like to a dragon and leave, or he can go like to this artillery piece and go. If this artillery piece is not anti-air, of course, in which case then and he will go and he'd get fire on him and fall. So it's cool because you can also turn. Excuse me. You can also turn them like this way, and now it's like very weird. Now that's even weirder, but it kind of works. I kind of like it better because like a sort of capsule thing that is very fast, but has this weird add-on, these weird appendix things that also serve as now that I turn it around, now it looks even weirder. Well, it kind of works, doesn't it? Because now it kind of looks like some kind of like sick Star Wars ship. See, you see the shape. You see the shape, and it's very epic because of the shape. I mean, if you took out the clone, this could easily pass off for a droid ship, for like some kind of sentient ship creature, like the separatist forces had, or like some kind of like horrid boss from a space shooter game that shows up and throws the things. So I really like it. Then you can also see it got this trans kind of bumpy spheric pieces that are supposed to be like like the flight, or I guess the levitation. I guess they work for levitation. And yeah, excuse me. So we see that it got like this clone friend guy in here. We take out the shuttle, the crystal door thing, and kind of like they make the sound in Star Wars. And we got this clone friend right here. He's got his helmet a little. Oh no, it's just the painting. Luckily, I thought it was like like the paint had come off, but no, it's just like a little detail. So So it's really cool that it's like the episode 2 movie clone, that it's not like, like the Clone Wars clones that were different. The Lego sets were different back when it came out in 2008. However, it's not the original 2003 episode 2 Clone Trooper. It's just not. Like, yeah, some may say that it's more movie accurate and for that's it's better, but it's not the original, and that really pains me because when I look at this guy, I just remember the 2008 clone minifigures, and I remind myself that back then I also thought this isn't the original. Like, this isn't the guy from the complete set. This isn't the guy from the original sets that I looked up on Google, and yeah, just appeared there and just so like this Star Wars that was also purely Lego, and that didn't have like all these pieces to exclusively resemble the movie, and simply were just Lego. It was just Star Wars a la Lego. That's why it was great, and that's why the episode 2 2003 Clone Troopers are the best. So I just remind myself that when I look at this guy, and back then in 2008, like I said, I also did remind myself that, oh, I need to buy the goddamn 2003 piece because they look so cool, really. Because growing up, it was always for me the ultimate goal in when it comes to Clone Trooper. Because they were rare. The original 2003 sets, Clone Troopers, they were very rare. Man, then came out the episode 3 Clone Troopers in 2005, but there came out like quite a few sets of those ones, so you could build an army. Like this guy, this medical YouTube guy, Pizza Movie Productions, I think it was called. And when YouTube came out, he was the first ones to make this army videos, and composed exclusively of episode 3 2005 Clone Troopers. So, oh my god, growing up, I always envied that guy. I always hated him with all my soul because I wanted to have the army. So it's one of my life goals, an army. It always was an army of episode 3 2005 exclusively Clone Troopers. But the harder challenge, excuse me, was building an army of episode 2003 Clone Troopers. That's, I think, the hardest army building challenge in Star Wars. That's the hardest because so few came out, so you have to keep buying one set over and over and over again. And, to all these fucking scalpers on eBay who overprice everything, and of course take the money home like some kind of sickly degenerate casino gambling house. Yes, to all scalpers in the audience, you better heard me out. You better heard me. I did not stutter. That's what you are. You're a goddamn casino gambling house. That's what you are. But, well, what can I say? Perhaps I would be doing the same if I had all those like sickening amounts of Legos. We have a problem, like us Lego people. We have a problem, and that problem is called scarcity. Scarcity and non-centralization of the OG Legos, because they are spread across all these places and across all these people and all these YouTubers that just buy them to showcase them and their goddamn like nostalgia. Like, oh, do you remember Lego? Oh, Zoomers, like late Zoomers, like listen, do you remember Lego? It was so cool. Let me tell you about it. So with all my YouTuber money, I bought this goddamn so rare Lego just to show them in this fucking like video, and the price goes up the roof because I bought it. And it's sickening. It's an atrocity. It's an abomination that we OG Lego people should always condemn. We should always condemn it with great moral judgment. I mean, they just buy it and they just like keep it in their fucking shelves, and that's it. They'll just show them for their sickening videos. Like, dude, you don't understand Lego. You don't understand what made it special, and you don't understand basically anything. Just for like, oh, like you remember Lego? You remember like PS1 graphics? Fucking bullshit. And well, some people might tell me, well, you would do the same if you were one. If you had like their fortune and their money, you would do the same. Yeah, but I actually understand what's going on. And all my life, I wish those Legos. Like I looked them on the internet. I wished them. I admired them. I scoured their details. I understand what's at stake here. And I think that the Lego people, like real Lego freaks, should, like form some kind of council and like, guard these Legos. We should guard them because they're limited. They're limited, and Lego, even if they have the molds, which I'm sure they still have, and or that they could make them again, they're not doing it because they don't care. They don't care. They're just company, and now they've gone astray from the people who grew up with them and who saved them. We all know the story. You like real like Lego OGs. We know the story. You know what I'm talking about. And not just on virtue of being Lego OGs, but on virtue of all the all the slopstalgia. YouTubers like, oh guys, do you remember when Lego almost went broke? I mean, it's a growing pain, I suppose. So so much for episode 2003 Clone Trooper. And it also got this little firing guns here that, this horrible, abominable, bad, stupid, like just so, oh God, why? These Lego guns that, Lego's making now, like, God, like, why? Like, why would you choose to do this? Why would you choose, especially, for the kids, that these are just studs? It's like the littlest piece in Lego. In like the smallest unit, like the base unit of the Lego universe, the stud, it's now the ammo. And so, like, what do you think is gonna happen with all those kids that just go around like pew pew pew, like we did, when growing up with Lego. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? This is gonna happen. Like pew, like see, just ricochet off like into bullshit land. To like nowhere world, and finding like, if with the ammo from the Bionicles I already couldn't. I lost so much goddamn ammo from my Bionicles that it's so annoying, and for years I just have like the set but without the ammo. I'm like, it was bad, to say the least. So, but when Lego started making like these guns for for the 2008 era, they were so good. Those guns, they were not the best. They were not the best, and even then, I knew that even better guns existed. Which it's like the little like the megaphone piece for the original run of Lego Star Wars for the movies from, I think, from the Phantom Menace release to 2008. Those were the best possible ammo. And I just loved it. I think 2005 or perhaps even before that, they stopped making those megaphone fees for guns, like in the Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Those are just my baseline for Lego guns. Like if I ever make an army, it's going to be with like the Complete Saga. Oh, like making a Lego army or Lego Star Wars army specifically without the Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga guns. It's inconceivable to me. It's like a sin to me, and it makes me so uncomfortable that you have no idea. You really have no idea of how uncomfortable it makes me. Oh, this guy's trolling, huh? I assure you, I'm not trolling. I mean it. And I'm surely that people who have loved Lego as much as I have also mean it. And the Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, people who have loved it too a lot also know what I mean. But the Clone Wars era guns, they were also cool because here's the point I was gonna make. They let you play with your imagination. You could just go and pew, pew, and just imagine, like the green shots and the red shots just going back and forth. But these Lego pieces, they were so unnecessary because we already did the work. Our imagination already did the job, and now Lego is just stupidifying it with this hideous like fire pieces. Well, I mean, you could keep it like the stud in here and just go with it, but it's got like the lever, and you see a lever. Monkey see a lever. What does monkey want? Monkey wants to pull the lever. And it's especially uncomfortable when the gun is on the hand of the clone trooper. Like it looks so awkward, like so clunky, and so like it sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's so ugly, dude. Like so ugly. Like, who came up with it? The Lego. I have no idea. Well, anyways, this guy can go and go fuck himself. So now we have this, this like so epic, so cool artillery piece, I guess, like this turret tower thing that it's so epic, dude. It's just so beautiful. And it's so ironic because it came out with a first order battle pack, like freaking like episode 7 BS. But this piece, whoever did it, I honestly like I gotta go wherever he is someday, and I gotta hand him, a medal, like a medal of bravery and of honor and of distinction and of heroism, because this is just one of the best buildings ever made in Lego, like ever. It's so gracious. I guess it's so gracious and it's so elegant, so beautiful from whichever way you look at it. And on top of it, it got like the turret, it can go all around. So from whichever way you set it, you're practically doing it right. From whichever way you point it, from whatever angle you look at it, it's a perfect, simply perfect building. Like, in the Lego movie, like the Emmett Lego movie, like, oh, Emmett the Lego movie, oh, so you see, I looked at the Lego movie and it was like this guy Emmett, like freaking normies, freaking like new normies, like tourist people, like, oh man, I'm so tired of this Lego tourists just so coming in because they fucking saw the freaking Lego movie. It was cool, but like it's none of what we grew up with. Like we already were making Lego movies as we grew up, and YouTube was filled with them. They were better, so much better than any of the Lego movie saga, like where we did like the Lego Ninjago, Lego Batman. Yeah, I just shat on the Lego Batman movie. Sorry. Sorry to all the people who are going to be upset, like, oh, Lego Batman movie, so cool. Dude, we were already making so much stuff of our own. And Lego just kind of did that thing. Like, oh man. I know I sound like the like the angry video game nerd, like James Rose said that his character is just supposed to sound like upset about those things, and it came out well and it's kind of character, but this is not a character for me. So I'm sorry. I just wanted to like talk about like do it chill and do some stuff here, but when you talk about Lego, you gotta address this kind of things. So it's perfect. It's perfect from whichever way you look at it. When you looked at it from afar, it kind of looks like some sort of mini kit. It's some sort of mini kit building, and it kind of looks like this really evil castle thing, from like the old Lego movies, like the ones that the great old YouTubers did. They always made like these little tiny buildings and put the camera angle, and it looked like this big thing, like in the movies, precisely like in real movies, like in Star Wars and all these sort of things where they build these models and they do this camera trick where they appear like larger than life. It kind of reminds me of that when I look at this. So it got like these pillars that look so cool that it makes them look a little bit like the Jedi Temple, doesn't it? This sort of evil Jedi Temple where it got this like permanent Sauron eye, just looking and scouting, but it's also like this evil kind of doom that can turn like down. like just searching for dissidents and people to kill. Once can go up and could be like like some sort of artillery fire. So it got this. Let me excuse me. I guess it got this. Let me cool off my hands a little.